Welcome to the 30th anniversary of Jazz at LACMA. We are so proud to be back at the museum to present the John Tegmeyer Quartet. is Mitch Glickman, Director of Music Programs for the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. We would love to have you at the audience, but we're not quite there yet, so no audiences yet, but we are able to put together some of the finest musicians in the world, so we keep this great jazz concert series going. Jazz at LACMA concerts are made possible in part by the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. Our broadcasts are supported by the Office of County Supervisor Sheila Kuehl. And our broadcasts are made possible in part by our friends on the radio, KJazz 88.1, where every Sunday night at 7 p.m. you can hear the Jazz at LACMA broadcast on KJazz 88.1 FM. Tonight we feature clarinetist and composer John Tegmeyer. His diverse career has taken him from concert halls to jazz clubs across the country. He's worked with so many different musicians, including Ted Falcon, Katis Buckingham, and Nick Mancini. As a leader, he's released a critically acclaimed album, Can't Never Go Back Home Again, that features his original compositions. Please welcome to LACMA, the John Tegmeyer Quartet.
So the next tune that we are going to perform is kind of a triptych. It's kind of 3 tunes in one. And when I compose a lot of my music, I don't really have a set roadmap when I do it. I almost exclusively compose on the piano, just so I can hear and see how everything's laid out and how it works together. So this tune just sort of kind of evolved into these kind of 3 pieces, but they kind of fit together, at least in my mind they do. So we really hope you enjoy. This is Diminishing Returns. to move on. This is another, well, these are all originals, but the next one, this is a tune called Take Your Time. So the next three tunes we're going to do back to back. I affectionately refer to this as my family suite. These songs were composed for my family. I have two young children, a son who's 4 now, a daughter who's 9, and my beautiful wife who helps keep everything running smoothly and helps me keep my sanity. So these are pieces written for them and inspired by them. The first piece is a piece called Smush, and it's for my 4-year-old. And if you've ever been around anyone between the ages of 0 and 4, there's a lot of smushing going on. So as we're playing this, you can kind of hear, him knocking stuff over and picking stuff up and sort of exploring his world. It's not always, that kind of destructive nature, but also very exploratory. The next tune is a piece called Childlike, which is, watching your kids play. You start to think about things a little differently. At least I certainly did. And it has this very playful nature to it, almost like we just discovered these instruments, today. And then the third piece is a piece specifically for my wife called Keep Them Close. thank you all again for listening, for tuning in. Thank you, Mitch Glickman, for having me. Thank you, LACMA. It's a real pleasure to be here. Hope you enjoy A Shame No More. Vardano Seppian, Tina Raymond, Jake Leckie. My name is John Tegmeyer. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being part of tonight's virtual Jazz at LACMA concert as we celebrate our 30th anniversary of this great free jazz concert series. I'm Mitch Glickman, here with our special guest this week, clarinetist and composer John Tegmeyer.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is great. So, John, I know your career is so diverse, your classical roots, jazz, new music, world music, a lot of Brazilian music. When was it when you realized that music was really going to be your life?
I mean, basically from when I was, a little kid. I started piano when I was 4 with my mom. and it was just always a part of my life. She was classically trained pianist, so it was always classical piano growing up, and then clarinet came in when I was about 11. But
Now,
it just always.
was that your first choice for an instrument beyond piano?
No. Well, I kind of didn't really know. My parents were band geeks, and they said you got to be in band. And I was originally supposed to be an oboe player, and they said, well, I think clarinet's kind of like a stepping stone. And I fell in love with the stepping stone. I said, no thanks to all that. So
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Single reeds only.
Yeah, not in this house. No, thank you.
So that's great. So classical roots, classical upbringing. So when did the jazz bug hit you?
My mom always had kind of jazz playing on the local radio station, on the way to school and stuff like that. But when she married my stepdad, he had such eclectic tastes, and he had this massive LP collection, which I was happy to raid. So he had everything from, Jimi Hendrix to Vivaldi to Blood, Sweat, and Tears to, John Coltrane to just this huge array of different people. So yeah, I really sort of got the bug. And then where I grew up in New Mexico, it had a lot of really good teachers who were, always kind of pushing all the different forms, especially classical and jazz.
That's great. So off into the world you go and started gigging and touring. But then I know you got to do your own recording with your own compositions. When was that?
Yeah, that was, I want to say 2010, I think. 2000.
So long ago.
It's been a while. Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened since then.
A couple things.
Yeah, a few things.
So what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I kind of had all these tunes knocking around for a while, and I really wanted to get them out, and I thought, well, I just need to do it. My dad at the time was generous enough to kind of help me produce everything.
Nice.
And so just everything sort of came together. It was definitely a learning experience, a lot of growing pains. Anyone who's made a record knows it's there's no smooth part to the entire process. Everything is so, but I'm glad I did it. Learned a lot. It's not easier, but I know what going into it.
But that's the ultimate learning experience.
Exactly.
As they say, learn by doing.
That's right.
So I do have to ask what the title refers to, because I always mess it up when I try to say it. So
I'm trying to remember it myself. So can't never go back home again. Well, part of it, I'm not really well educated. English is my primary language, but I just, I threw some words together that sounded like they might sound cool.
Okay.
No, I think the idea at the time was, I was raised and brought up in this kind of small, more rural areas, where I went to school. And I think at the time in my head, I was like, well, I need to leave that behind, I'm here in LA now. I'm trying to move forward with my life. And of course now, here we are 10 odd years later. I'm like, home's not so bad. It's not so bad. I like LA. LA's home, but you can always go back home. But I think the compositions still stand. And I'm still very proud of the album.
That's great. And in terms of recording projects, what are some of the other recording projects you've done for others that you're proud of?
A lot. I've been part of a lot of recording projects for local jazz musicians. One of my longest and oldest friends, Nick Mancini, who, we performed here several times under his group, has since moved. But I've done a few recordings with him that I'm very proud of. I've done work with. There's been movies and TV shows that I'm happy to have my name on, and more recently, I guess. I get more famous. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of work with in the past couple years, I guess now with Pomplamoose on they're big on YouTube. So, but yeah, I've been very fortunate. I don't really have any stains on my career. I'm very proud of all the work I've done with all the people I've worked with.
Well, those are great. And again, it kind of speaks to your diversity as well, that you're able to jump through these very different groups and different types of groups.
Yeah, it's been very helpful, especially trying to build a career out here. If you come out thinking, I'm just going to be a Dixieland clarinetist, well, okay, buddy, go for it. But you're going to have a hard time, making that rent. So.
Yeah, it's just one slice of a very large pie.
Yeah, I'm not. I like Dixieland.
Yeah.
I should clarify. It's not about that, but yeah, you gotta be very diverse. But I feel very at home in a lot of the styles too, so that's good too.
That's great. So we've been through a very surreal year.
Yeah.
No audiences, no live concerts. I don't know if this is your first gathering with live musicians.
This is my in a live setting. Yeah, I've done a few recording studio things here
Right,
and there where we're
virtual.
all separated and degassed and all that stuff. But this is the first, because we're filming this as a live concert. So this is the first one, and I'm lucky to have such an amazing band.
So you mentioned this wonderful band that's
Yes.
together for the first time in over a year.
In over a year, yes.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with the band members?
Mostly platonic. No, I've actually known Tina and Vardon for many, many years. Tina I've known for, I think, over like 12, 13 years now. We've kind of played off and on through various people. And then Vardon I got to play in his amazing group, Voce. If you've never checked that out, please give it a listen. It's great. And then Jake, I was very lucky to, I don't even remember exactly how we met, but he came from New York a couple years ago. And I feel like we started playing really soon after he got here. And man, I'm just really grateful to, have him in the band and then be able to call him my friend too.
Yeah, that magic when it just clicks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very
That's
much.
wonderful. So looking forward, we're starting to come out of this. Touring is kind of on the horizon for some.
Yep.
What's anything on the project-wise coming up for you?
Currently, I guess it will be virtual. The International Clarinet Association has their meeting this year was in Texas. So it was originally supposed to be in person, but about 2 months ago they said, we got to go there. But so I'll be putting together something with another great group of musicians for that. And then as far as long term, I can't really say anything specific. Mostly stuff I'm planning on doing on my own, which I'll hopefully have organized more than I do right now.
Excellent. Well, John, thanks for coming down and helping us with our virtual series here and helping us be part of our 30th anniversary.
Thank you so much for having me. This is really excellent.
That's great. And thank you. Thank you for tuning in for our Jazz at LACMA virtual concert series, 30 years and going strong. We appreciate the support of our amazing audio team and the support we get from the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs and our county supervisor, Sheila Kuehl. Until next time, take care.